there seems to be a lot of exaggeration as far as height of rockets. Rockets reaching very high altitudes. Werner von Braun developed a V2 rocket back in Germany. It was later brought over to the United States with Operation Paperclip. And they say this V2 rocket they say it reached heights over the 100-kilometer glass sky, which they don't tell you about. It's kind of funny that Werner had on his headstone Psalm 19 verse 1, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. But I just want to show you how it's physically impossible for a rocket, a V2 rocket. Okay, here's Werner. A V2 rocket, it weighs, when fully loaded with fuel, 28,000 pounds. Let me find that one link. 28,000 pounds. There it is. 28,000 pounds. Okay, also, kind of interesting too, is that after 30 seconds, it is said to reach the speed of sound. So it is reaching supersonic speed. Supersonic means you're breaking the sound barrier, which is 768 miles per hour. But they're saying this rocket can go way faster. 3,000, 3,600, and even faster in later launches, they say. But they never show any footage. I've been watching, I can't find any footage of V2 rockets reaching high altitudes. They stop the clips. Look how, okay. They stop the clips at about right there. Here's another one. Stop the clip. Okay, it's actually curving too. After liftoff, the rocket curves. It's like it's going laterally now. Here's another one. Now, given this video says tests and failures, but I've yet to find another a rocket launch, a successful rocket launch that shows it. First of all, it shows it. I think they want to mask the fact that it starts to bend, it starts to go lateral, it doesn't go straight up. But also, they can't show it going at very high levels. Now, I didn't record this. I downloaded a recording of this. Okay, what they got now, later on, they developed a second stage to the V2. They put it on, it's a small rocket on top of the V2. They call it the WAC Corporal, which was developed by a man named Frank Molina, who was later suspected of being a communist. He worked at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory along with Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons, if you know anything about Jack Parsons, the original, quote, founder of NASA. They don't really like to talk about, NASA doesn't really like to talk about Jack Parsons because he had affiliations with Aleister Crowley, with L. Ron Hubbard, and he was found out to be, he dabbled in the occult and stuff. But Frank Molina is kind of an interesting story too, but Frank Molina is said to have flown this WAC Corporal rocket at an altitude of 70 miles, which would be above the 100-kilometer Kármán glass skyline, which I don't believe either. I do not believe that these rockets weighing tons and tons can travel at supersonic speed, let alone hypersonic speed. Hypersonic would be Mach 5, so you're going like 3,600, 4,000 miles per hour. Okay, I want you to listen to this launch. Listen how staged and campy it is. It's hilarious. The V2 bumper. Okay, they call this the bumper. When they second stage, they put the WAC Corporal on top of the V2. So they launched the V2 and the WAC Corporal together, and at a certain point, the WAC Corporal, actually the bumper would be the V2, but the WAC Corporal launches from that rocket, and then it goes even higher, they say. Now listen to this. They say that they broke this altitude record at 240 kilometers. This is back in 1949. this speed that this altitude that they attained, it only took like 35 seconds. Remember, I told you, it takes 30 seconds, so supposedly 30 seconds to get to supersonic speed, breaking the speed of sound. But just listen to how staged this guy is, how he's talking.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, stop it. Okay, my timer's at 3:14. Okay, so just listen to this. This is hilarious.
Mark X. I can finally hear them on the count. D plus 20. D plus 25 seconds. Everybody here sure looks pleased. They were confident they would set world altitude and speed records with this launching. D plus 35 seconds. Ah yes, I see Bob Haviland, the project manager. He's nodding. They've done it. The U.S. Army Ordnance Corps' Bumper 5 has set a new world altitude mark of 250 miles and a speed record of over 5,000 miles per hour here on this 24...
5,000 miles per hour, 240 miles. Okay, where was the sonic boom? Did you hear a sonic boom? I didn't hear a sonic boom. So you're telling me a rocket that's probably more than 28,000 pounds, because you got the two rockets together, is going to attain that height in that short of amount of time without any sonic boom? No, guys, this is highly exaggerated, okay? All these rocket scientists, they were part of this cabal system of lying to people. They also wanted to lie so other governments would believe, you know, that they could perform at higher abilities, higher achievements than can be possibly done. This is all baloney, okay? I do believe that they actually did finally reach the glass sky with Operation Fishbowl in 1962. If I can find it, was kind of funny. Fishbowl, right? Come on, Operation Fishbowl. Okay, here's a declassified U.S. nuclear test film. I don't really believe. I was watching a few videos about so-called nuclear bombs. I don't believe we have the nuclear capabilities of destroying, you know, the Earth 10 times over with nuclear missiles. No, I don't believe that. But watch this explosion. It's, like I said, it's interesting that they call this Operation Fishbowl. It's like, why would they call something a fishbowl, launching a rocket into the sky, if there wasn't some type of fishbowl glass sky? So, watch how this explodes. This is Starfish Prime 1962 over the Johnston Islands in the Pacific. So that explosion could very well have put a hole in the glass sky, which would be probably advantageous for NASA in later space travel. By actually, you know, launching the shuttle, it could just go through this hole now and go above the glass now and orbit inside the Earth above the glass. As far as like re-entry, I don't think it could fit through the hole again. So they have to actually skid across the glass and melt through. And you'll notice, if you watch any of those re-entry videos, footage, you'll see the shuttle creating this line across the sky, and then you'll also see like pieces like falling off the trail of this line. What are those pieces? It's part of the glass or the ice that they're melting through. So, Operation Fishbowl, yeah. So, once again, I don't believe these altitudes that they've claimed to reach prior to Fishbowl. 240 miles, 70 miles. Frank Molina, like I said before, kind of interesting about Frank Molina is that he Here's Frank as an older man. He became, like I said before, he was suspected by the FBI of being a communist, and he left the country, and he took up kinetic art. Kinetic art is interesting art because it uses imagery on glass with light being projected through the glass. On the glass. What did Frank know about the glass guy? Frank Molina. So, there he is. So once again, a lot of bullshit. A lot of rocket science bullshit. There is a glass guy at 100 kilometers high, and they knew it. And they also knew that they couldn't launch at that level at that time. The V2 never went that high. Even with the Whack Corporal, that didn't go that high either. There's no sonic boom. But I do think that Operation Fishbowl actually pierced a hole through the glass guy. Concave Earth. We are inside the concave Earth, if you haven't been following my other videos. Concave stationary Earth with the glass guy. Later.